Hi there, welcome to the Networking Made Simple podcast. I'm your host, Stefan Burchard, the Bowtie coach. Networking Made Simple is an exploration of networking and social business connections for entrepreneurs, but especially for introverted entrepreneurs like me. It has taken me 24 years to get to the place where I'm comfortable to be on camera, a microphone, or in front of people. My journey is far from over. I have the same challenges I have always had as an introvert. I have just learned how to leverage those introverted traits into positive tools for building business relationships. This podcast is an exploration and sharing of those 24 years of experience, mistakes, and learnings. I will alternate between sharing from my own experiences and interviewing other entrepreneurs to learn from their journey. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hey there, welcome to Networking Made Simple, the podcast that demystifies networking and networking excellence, especially for introverts. I want to welcome my guest today, Scott Robinson. And Scott, would you introduce yourself? Tell us how we know each other, what do you do for work, etc.
Sure. So Scott Robinson, I'm the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City. We know each other for many years throughout our community, being Stefan is a leader in our community and Chamber of Commerce's various networking groups, but has become a good friend and a volunteer at our club, and really appreciate our relationship. Thank you, Stefan.
So what do you actually do for the Boys and Girls Club? I mean, it's kind of like everything.
Sure. You know what it is? It's a lot of people, what's really funny, because I say, I work for the Boys and Girls Club, and they're like, oh, that's so cute, thinking that I just play with kids all day, right? And so I certainly deal with the kids, primarily as the Dean of Discipline. I deal with their parents, which is one of the biggest challenges. I work with our staff to train our staff and make sure they're developing they're developed into the quality professionals that we need to implement our programs. I have a board of directors that I work with to help enhance our organization and the community. And I work with the entire community to get behind our organization to have the impact on the kids. So networking's a big thing for us here at the Boys and Girls Club.
Excellent. Thank you for touching on that, because I was going to bring that up, but you beat me to it. Yay. So what Scott didn't say, y'all, is he's the CEO for the Boys and Girls Club of Cathedral City. So he is the head honcho, and he is definitely a man of many hats. So Scott, would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I am certainly an extrovert, and proud of it.
Good for you. How has that defined your business success?
You know what? I think it's allowed me to go into arenas unafraid, with the confidence that I can talk to anybody and everybody if need be. Certainly as with introverts, there's times where it's like, I'm not sure I can go talk to that person, and, whether, I measure up, but with the extrovert inside and networking experience, I feel that it's helped me break through any barriers that would stop me from doing that.
So you don't get drained from networking or interactions with lots of people?
It is draining, because you know what? As an extrovert, you're still putting energy out, right? And so, trying to be there for all people and being in that space, it's consuming. It's emotional, it's mental. There's a lot that absolutely drains you. So, even as an extrovert, it's draining.
Thank you for that insight. That's actually really good insight. So in your experience, how kind of touched on this, but it wasn't specific. How would you define business networking? And for listeners, like from the point of view of, because you're a public organization, you are providing a service, a nonprofit. So how would you define networking?
You know what? I think one of the things with networking for me, I think I've also looked at it as mentoring as well. Because I'll go to places and identify people that I admire, right? And it's like, wow, I would love to be Stefan, right? And so what do I have to do to try to meet him? And sometimes it may not be my extrovert ability to come to you, because it's like you're elite, and I don't know how to approach you on that. So for me, watching who you're talking to and seeing if there's any common grounds with the people that you're speaking with that I can go to and say, hey, can you give me an introduction to Stefan? And so there's ways of maneuvering and navigating through this to be able to get access to, the people that you want to get to.
Awesome. And by the way, I am an introvert. I get drained. So Tuesdays is like my marketing day. So after I'm done recording all these podcasts and doing a couple meetings, I'm done. I'm toast. Nope, done. Give me my book. Give me my dogs. Give me my music. I'm done.
And I think that's the other thing is being able to compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize. Yes.
Well done. Because you can't do it all the time. Even as an extrovert, I have my down times, and like life is real, but I think that's part of it is, being mindful about what you're trying to achieve. I can't go to a mixer and meet everybody.
No.
But you know what? I want to walk away with meeting, two key individuals, or a key individual and a key industry. And it's like, if I come away with those, it's gold.
Excellent. You actually touched on one of the things I say. My goal is when I go to a networking event, whether it's a brand new event or one I've been to before, one connection means success. One quality connection gained and exchanged information, that's success.
That's great. Because I also, the one of the things that I've seen is, they say it's not what you know, but who you know. And you know what, that I've watched that play out in my lifetime, many scenarios for others over me and for me over others, because you have that advocate and the mentor that's doing that for you. And so I've been on the positive and the negative side of that, but it's better to know people.
It sure is. And hey, if you're craving more, hop over to my YouTube channel, Bowtie Coach, for even deeper dives. Make sure to subscribe and follow us. Your journey to networking mastery starts right here. So, could you share some insights about your entrepreneurial journey? I'm going to say entrepreneurial journey because really the way that you landed at the Boys and Girls Club and came up through the ranks over the years is very entrepreneurial. Even though it's as a W-2, you're still, everything is entrepreneurial in my opinion. So do you have any practical advice, some insights to entrepreneurs, especially introverts?
One of the skill sets that introverts have is the ability to observe. Again, in the networking, it's not necessarily forcing yourself upon people, observing who you're admiring and want to network with. And again, for me, it's going back to trying to get that advocate or mentor, and being able to have them do those introductions, because it's like, I don't know how to do this, but having someone that you've built that key connection with, like you said, that key connection, and then being able to say with them, hey, I'm a little nervous about going and asking Stefan for his autograph or whatever it may be. But could you help do that introduction? Right. And once you get over that hurdle, you're going to see that they're just people just like yourself, and they want to help you with your business. It's the B&I idea of, you give to others, they give back to you, givers gain.
Brilliant. So, reflecting on your experience as an extroverted entrepreneur, what are some specific challenges you have encountered over the years? And do you have any specific tools or skills that you use to cope with those?
Raise my hand to answer that. Learning when to shut up. I think in general, people like to talk about their business and their product and whatever it is. But if you're doing all the talking, you're not learning about them and being able to advocate for them. And so, learning to shut up and listen was one of my biggest challenges. It's not about what I can do or, this, that, or the other. It's learning about them, learning about what their challenges are. When you learn that, and then you can be an advocate for them and you show them that's when they become an advocate for you. It's just like, wow, you really listened to me and you get what I'm about. And wow, I'd love to, repay the favor.
Absolutely. I agree. And one thing I've noticed, sometimes when I'm nervous as an introvert, I notice myself talking out of nervousness. And I think a lot of people do that. They'll be nervous. So rather than just shut the frick up and listen, they'll just, and unfortunately, It doesn't build quality connections unless they ask you a question and you're actually answering that question. So,
I think that was just recently we were in a networking group where someone was giving you the appreciation and recognition for being able to be a good listener. And so, touche.
So drawing on your experience as an extroverted entrepreneur, what advice would you give an introvert regarding being an entrepreneur?
I think going back to, as I was saying before, is, having a mentor or an advocate. Find that extrovert that can be a mentor or advocate for you, right? They've listened to your story. They've used your product. They know you're of value. And let them be your salesperson but ask them and say, can you help me with these introductions? Can you help me meet some of these people? And then observe how they do it and learn from them and then practice what they do. And it's that handoff skill where they're going to show you and get you to where you want to go, but then learning that it's not so overwhelming. Like you're sharing, hey, I can do it on Tuesdays, not every day, but I can do it on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it became, because we have the BNI meeting on Tuesday mornings, and it just became, well, let's just stack up Tuesdays to be a marketing day. I call it marketing day, not just networking. So it's just, I just try to get all the marketing done on one day because it allows me to focus better. So if I'm bouncing like a ping pong ball from different things to things to things, I'm not getting anything done. So yeah, there's a meaning to it. Building meaningful connections. With networking, that can be challenging, no matter whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. How can an introverted entrepreneur navigate this process without feeling overwhelmed or drained? I didn't think it was hard, but okay.
Yeah, no, well, just not being an introvert, I think emotionally, it's hard to know what those triggers are that make it so challenging. But I think going back to, if you're trying to navigate through the process, is slow, steady, and intentional, as you mentioned, that one contact. But it's like, I'm going to go in and I have specifically this person and this industry, and if you walk away with at least reaching out to those two, that's intentional. And when things are intentional, if you're not going to a networking meeting and just handing out cards, right, you're not having that connection with the people, and so that real connection with one or two people is gold, and celebrate that. Don't be jealous of the one that, wow, I went to that networking meeting and I gave away 1,000 cards, but no, it went in somebody's back pocket and never came out again.
Yep. I call that networking poker, because you just have passing out your business card like in poker, and it's like, I personally won't pick up the card. It's like, if you didn't make a connection with me, I'm leaving it on the table. Man, you're just wasting paper, dude.
It's like cold calling on the phone, right? It's like, I don't know you. And, but you go to the network meeting and observe. You go, wow, that person's a mover and a shaker. I would like to meet that person, and then go to your extrovert advocate and say, hey, I saw you talking to Stefan. Could you just at least introduce me and see where that can go?
So now we're at my favorite part of the podcast, which is asking some personal questions. So I don't feel so bad about it because you got the questions ahead of time. So do you have a go-to book or a resource that inspires you and gives you juice to keep going on your journey?
Yeah, you know what? So I'm really inspired by music. And so my go-to artist that really inspire me is Michael Franti, Carlos Santana, and I can set the tone and mood of, I need a pick me up, or I want to just be at peace and happy. And, so I can kind of drive it through music. That's
nice. I love it. How do you start your day?
I know by looking at me, you may not believe that I start with a little stretching and, I want to get my body right and I want to get my mind right. And so I was in Hawaii and we did this sunrise morning ritual where you're rising the sun, ala, and it's this beautiful thing. But then while you do it, you do little prayers for safety, health, love, happiness, and peace. And you do it for yourself, and you do it for 3 others. And sometimes it's family, friends, and foe. It's like, praying for those that you have difficulty with, and hoping for safety, health, happiness, and peace. That's what I do.
God, that's beautiful. I love it. That in and of itself is another form of prayer and meditation. So that's great. How do you decompress at the end of the day? How do you let go of the day?
I've learned to try to do it mostly on my drive home. 3 things. One, music sets the tone. So I'll end up with the inspirational music, but I try to reflect on my to-do list, that we all have. What did I accomplish that I'm happy about? So instead of going, oh my God, I didn't get this done, I didn't get that done, it's like, you know what, but I did get this done. I got the priorities done. And then, one of the big ones, because it's not on the to list, I don't go, what did I do to help someone today? It's, but that's one of my biggest things is I look at what did I do to help make someone else's life better today, and know that I'm contributing to a better world. It was, that takeaway is very satisfying. And so the to-do list, accomplishments, knowing that I made someone's day brighter, and then some inspirational music to just kind of put me in that space.
Nice. Love it. So I've got the show notes where we'll put your contact information, but how can people get in touch with you if they want to find out more about the Boys and Girls Club at Cathedral City?
Sure. So the best way is email srobinson, ROBINSON, at BGCCCITY, stands for Boys and Girls Club, Cathedral, and then the word city, BGCCCity.org, 3 C's. Or you can call the office, 760-770-4965. We do believe in the opportunity for, everyone to be engaged at our club and help. It takes a village, right, to help raise a kid, and all of you are our village. So if you want to come and help make a difference, feel free to reach out. I would love to show you what we're doing.
Awesome. So we could have people reach out if they want to donate their time or their treasure, or maybe some people have some ideas about education or something. I don't know.
Sure. We have tutors. I have master gardeners that come and work in a garden program. I have performers that teach the kids how to sing and dance, chefs that teach them cooking, sports coaches, everything in between.
Nice.
Quite amazing.
Awesome. Well, Scott, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with me and let me probe and ask questions about you and your leadership journey. And thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. Thanks for including me.
Absolutely. To learn more about Networking Made Simple, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review. Hey, you may even enjoy my YouTube channel at Bowtie Coach. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll join me on the next episode. Bye.